Hi, my friend. Eric Miller here. It's been a minute since we've talked. I took some time off so I could recover from the loss of my daughter that happened last year. Stopped doing videos. I stopped doing a lot of different things, and also including my writing. So jumping back into things, I just have missed you, and I want to see if these writings are something you'd be interested in me reading to you, and a little bit of commentary on the side as well. So I publish on Substack, and there'll be a link to this article on Substack, and appreciate your support there and here on the channel as well. So if you'd hit the subscribe button, I'd really appreciate that. But let's jump in. So this is an article I just wrote, just published, and I hope you get something out of it. So here we go. What I carry now: a return to writing and an invitation for us to walk together. 6 months ago, I wrote a piece called The Ache That Won't Let Go. It was about grief. I published it on October 25th of 2025. The next day, my daughter, Ericka, died. I haven't been able to write much since. Some days the words came and I thought I could keep going. The next day, the fog rolled back in, thick, disorienting. Every sentence felt like lifting something heavier than I had the strength for. There was a Saturday morning, weeks in. On a mountain bike ride, I thought I was fine. Then a time flashed in my mind when Eric and I had a good laugh on a hike on one of my favorite trails in Tucson. And I lost 20 minutes I just can't account for. That's how grief works when you stop fighting it. It doesn't announce itself. It just walks next to you and waits until you notice that it's there. So I stopped writing. I sat with my own people. I sat with my own grief. I let the work go quiet because the work I teach others to do, slowing down, listening beneath the noise, refusing to outrun what hurts, was the important work I needed to do for myself. You can't direct other people through what you're unwilling to walk through. So here's what I didn't expect. I spent years sitting with men in recovery. Men who lost marriages, careers, custody, years they can't get back. Men who walked away from churches that lied to them. Men who carry grief their fathers never taught them how to carry. And what I noticed in that 6 months is that men I sit with may not have gone through the exact things I've gone through, but they've also suffered in their own way. Maybe you have too. Maybe there's something that you're going through right now that you're suffering through. And you're not alone, my friend. You're not alone in that suffering. There's carrying that suffering as men. It's different than women. And the way we do that, sometimes we just cannot express that because culturally it's just not something we're supposed to do. We're supposed to show our anger. We're expected to do that almost, it seems like, but we're not expected to show how we're grieving and how we're suffering. So you're not alone in this. You just know that. So we're all standing in the same country today, just in a different point in the road. Sabbatical wasn't only grief, it was also work. I've been finishing up my journey in spiritual formation, the slow, contemplative work of learning how to notice God in the ordinary, establishing new prayer rhythms and rules of life. Some of it has been study, much of it has been silence. All of it has been transformational. There's something strange about training in spiritual formation while you're being formed by the best day and the worst loss of your life. The grief has been part of the formation. The formation has been part of carrying the grief. I don't know fully what to do with that. I only know it's true. I'm telling you this because I'm coming back. Not all at once, not with a tidy lesson learned, just back. And the men I want to write for, and I do mean men specifically in recovery, who don't have a church or aren't sure they want one. Men who carry questions they've never been able to say out loud, who deserve this type of writing. A man who knows, not in theory. If you followed this work before, you know it's been about spirituality and the manosphere. Writings about how to have healthy masculinity and how to be a leader guided by spiritual principles. That hasn't changed. What's changed is what I carry now. I used to write toward the questions and the ache that won't let go, that article I mentioned earlier, which is also on the Substack page on New Mindset Pathways. So I hope you'll check that out too, and past articles. I'm writing from the inside of them now. Where was God when the bottom fell out? If grief won't heal on schedule, what is it trying to teach me? What do you do when the prayers you used to pray no longer fit and don't come out of your mouth? I don't have neat answers. I have something more useful. I have the willingness to stay in the questions long enough that they begin to change shape. So who's this for? Who am I doing this for? I kind of alluded to that already. If you're a man in recovery and the higher power piece has always felt forced or borrowed, you're in the right place. If you grew up in church and walked away, or if you never grew up in a church at all and you're not sure where to start, you're in the right place too, my friend. If something in you is stirring but you can't name it, you're in the right place. I'm not here to convince you of anything. I know that just doesn't work. I'm not here to bring you back to a religion that hurt you. I'm not here to sell you any sort of program either. I'm here to walk with you for a while. So what's coming? For the next 11 weeks, I'm going to write about things I've been sitting with. Next week, I'll write about a higher power for the guy who still flinches at the word God. The step 2 problem. Most men in recovery never say out loud. After that, why I'm doing fine might be the most spiritually dangerous sentence you can ever say. The loneliness statistics for men under 35 and what they're actually telling us. And later, where was God on October 26th? The piece I'm not sure I can write yet. It's in the workings, so I got a draft going. The piece I know I have to complete. Some pieces that I share with you will be short. These videos will be short. Some will be a little bit longer. I'll let them be what they need to be to get hopefully my message across to you. If any of it speaks to you, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment, or if you want a real conversation, the door at New Mindset Pathways is always open. That link to that is in the comment section. Also, not trying to sell you anything, just want to show you some options for you, give you support that you need. A free 30-minute conversation is there. If you want to have a talk, we can do that. No pressure, no agenda whatsoever. Just a conversation that's stirring within you, that you just don't have any other place to have the conversation with. Ericka is the reason I'm carrying what I'm carrying. She's also the reason I'm still here. I'm still writing, still believing that ache, when we let it, becomes the doorway to something sacred. I wrote that line 6 months ago without knowing what it would cost me to mean it. And I mean it now. So if you're here, welcome. If you've been here a while, thank you for waiting for me to come back. The work continues. And that's the end of the article. So a little bit of commentary for you on that. That the grief that we all carry as men, our society teaches us a lot of times to repress these things, and that can start as early childhood when we're going through school, where little boys in class are taught to be quiet. The adventuresome personalities or instinct that we have is suppressed. Sometimes we're prescribed medications to sedate us so we don't have those things. So we get out in the world and we're taught to suppress those things. It seems like the only acceptable emotions are anger, to be quiet, and a few other emotions, anxiety expressed in strange ways or ways that can get us into trouble. I've been through all that myself. I know exactly what that is. Maybe you do too. So we do all carry this grief. I didn't share this piece about Ericka to say, oh, woe is me. I'm sharing it because I want to help you. I think that there's a lot of men out there that are suffering. especially if you're going through recovery. That first few years, it can be really dangerous to stay sober, number one, but also that emotional sobriety that you're working for can also be very challenging, especially if you've had to let go of the spirituality that you carried as a child, as a young man, in adulthood, all the things that you're questioning now that are no longer working for you. So the stuff I'm going to be writing about will touch in different areas in the next 12 weeks. This is kind of a series I'm running. This is the first of that series. I just want to introduce myself and tell you that I'm back and I'm here for you. So hope you'll subscribe to this so you get alerts when I do this. I'm going to be doing these on a weekly basis. On Thursday, I'll put these out, but I'm going to also be doing some short videos that I want to get out to you, and that'll be a Monday through Friday basis. These will be like 30 seconds long. I'm going to post these here on YouTube and Instagram. I might even do them on Substack as well. I'm not quite sure yet. So this is all just kind of new stuff for me. You know, I was doing a lot of other things in the past. I was doing a show, podcast, and that got to be too much towards the end after Ericka passed away. So kind of just reevaluating all the things and figuring out how I can best connect with you and how I can best serve you. So I hope you stick with me, and I'm really glad to be back.